not for the coming of IPOB, of Radio Biafra, all of you would have lived and died in the ignorance that Ojukwu caused a war. That's what they were writing. Britain helped them to write it. Ojukwu was a rebel, a secessionist, because we had no media. That is why they are paying Facebook billions upon billions of US dollars to stop this truth from coming out. Did Ojukwu cause any war? Gowon is alive, go and ask him. Did Ojukwu cause any war? Ojukwu went and negotiated restructuring with you in Aburi. You came back, Britain told you not to agree because Britain realized that all the component units of Britain knows that if you go back to regionalism, you will have economic growth. The country will do very well. But Britain doesn't want it. That was why they even instigated the Nzogwu coup, so-called Nzogwu coup, saying they will bring Awolowo to become the head of state. They knew what was going to happen. They wanted to truncate the economic miracle of Dr. Michael Opara. What I'm telling you are fast. Go and investigate for yourself. In the East, you had the fastest growing economy in the whole world, over 40% every year. In the West, Awolowo was performing his own miracle as well. Even in the North, Ahmadu Bello and Tafawa Balewa were doing very well. You had all those massive industries in the North. You even had Alamajiris that were employed in the North, meaningfully employed, gainfully employed. They were all doing very well. Britain said, no, for us to control these people, we need to impoverish them. Let us introduce this war. There was a coup by Nzogwu. And after that, there was the massacre of, as usual, massacre of our people in the North. Ojukwu said, I have to secure my land and my people. They said, no, let's go to Aburi to discuss it. Ojukwu went to Aburi and agreed, restructuring. That's something now you're asking for. To tell you how foolish Nigerians are. They're very foolish. That same nonsense you're asking for now was discussed many years ago. Ojukwu sat down in Aburi with Gowon and decided that regionalism was the best way forward, restructuring, going back to who you were, 1963 Constitution, 1960-1963 Constitution. Be on your own and pay tax to the central government, as they have in America, as they have even in Britain. Britain, you have Scotland that is almost independent, Wales, the same thing, everybody is free, but Britain doesn't want the same thing they're enjoying to happen in Nigeria. Why? Ask yourself that question. Anybody telling you about one Nigeria is your enemy. I'll prove it to you now. Ojukwu negotiated devolution, regionalism. The North will be on their own, the West on their own, even Middle Belt on their, Midwest on their own, and then the East on their own. It's the same one Nigeria. On their way to the airport, before they boarded the aircraft, a call came from Lagos, from the British High Commissioner in Lagos to Gowon, telling Gowon not to agree, after having signed the agreement. That same Gowon you're looking at today, God kept me alive so that he can witness the destruction he will bring upon that very zoo called Nigeria. Gowon said no. Do you know all the journalists in Nigeria, none of them have ever gone to Gowon to ask him, why did he say no to Aburi? Aburi was restructuring. None of those agitating for restructuring right now has ever gone to Gowon or gone to Nigeria to say, but Ojukwu negotiated restructuring. What happened? They came back and they said no. Ojukwu said, okay, so you want to continue to kill my people all over the place? No. Because of that, I'll declare Biafra. Today, they have brainwashed all of you with the perverse notion and thinking that somehow Ojukwu is responsible for causing a war, when opposite is the case. If not now, that after many years of hammering on this very topic, it has now sunk into the skull of the people that Gowon was the aggressor, not Ojukwu. That's how Nigeria is, always blaming the victim. And we lost over 5 million people during that very genocidal war. They killed over 5 million Biafrans. They wanted to wipe us away from the face of this very earth. But we survived it, and we are here today. Those they gave birth to, they have come. And this time with a wrath that you cannot even begin to imagine.
Breaking news. Nigerian lawmakers divided over the call to restore Biafran flag in their flag. Before then, even before the inception of Nigeria, Biafra is already there. We are going to define this message, or rather, we are going to analyze this message with many factors. And all these factors is out there on a public domain. You can as well verify, because this one no be say hearsay. The question there now is Biafra older than Nigeria? The answer is yes. Biafra, Igbos are one of the oldest tribe in the world, not in Africa, not in Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu explained everything in black and white. Exactly the video you just finished watched. But besides watching that video, you need to also calm down to listen to my own analytics. Yes, he have his own gift, and also I have my own gift. Recently, one of the lawmakers in the Zoo Assembly by name Ben Bruce made it clear to the House of Reps and also House of Senate. I think it happened on Democracy Day when he was giving a speech. He said that one of the problems in Nigeria today and also in Africa is because the Biafran flag was omitted from its original route. How can Nigeria be omitting Biafran flag even when Biafra is older than Nigeria? Okay, let's say Biafra was a country that existed on the ancient map of Africa. In the map of Africa, if you go to the ancient map of Africa, you will see Biafra there, but you will not see Nigeria. So the Zoo National Assembly now is divided because the North will never agree on anything that comes from the Southeast. But the Southeast Mumus is going to follow them in anything that comes from the North. So this is the reason why it seems like they have upper power, because most of the people from the Southeast, South, and even Southwest have all been compromised into selling their birthright because of just one plate of porridge or one plate of kununono. Are you hearing me now? Okay, let me just read this from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's message. This is Nnamdi Kanu, right? Okay, he said Biafra was a country that existed on the ancient map of Africa for about 400 years before Nigeria was created in 1914. That is, before the first map was created. However, Biafra as a nation and also a kingdom has been in existence for over 5,000 years. The same Biafra is what Nigeria government now are using to play kalo kalo, and you tell me they are going to succeed. This is just a typical example of biting the hand that fed you. Nigeria will never progress until they start to acknowledge, just like a father, or rather a son who revoked against his own father that suffered for him, made him what he is, labor day and night to see him through school, until when he gets when he graduated and get a very nice work. Instead of that son to appreciate the father, what the son later do now is turn against the father, and the father 24 hours is hitting or fall on the ground, abusing this guy day and night, laying curse on him day and night. Do you think that son will succeed? To him, he might think he is succeeding because he is getting his daily bread. When he want to go to drink, he go out there to drink to stupor. Anything he want to do, he have money to do it. But where he is the question he need to ask himself. Is this where I supposed to be? Is this where my glory can carry me? Because most of us have been having this same problem of when somebody who helped us, we turn against that person, and the person will never be happy with you in anywhere you go, both physically and spiritually. And that thing will, in one way or the other, hindering your progress. But you will not know, because you think that where you are today is where you're supposed to be. But the answer is no. You're supposed to go far more than that. But because you have already bite the finger that fed you, you are this kind of okoko. You know, there is an Igbo adage that says, okoko anheche fonye furo yodu n'udu mmiri. In other words, any hen you remove the feathers when it is raining. And you know that feathers is what kept them warm, make them to not feel the cold that is outside on the rain. and you go and remove the feather, my brother, anywhere that chicken see you, he will never or she will never forget you, or even forgive you sef. So that is the problem of Nigeria till today. Anybody who's telling you Nigeria is going to be better, Tinubu, all of these people know the truth, but they will not tell you because all of them are there because it is Emi Loco, not our local. Emi Loco, it is my turn. It is my turn to cut the national cake. It is my turn to siphon money. It is my turn to loot. It is my turn to enrich myself beyond even more than Nebuchadnezzar. It is my turn to become Adolf Hitler of Germany. That is exactly what is happening. All of them know the truth. All of them know that this country can never thrive under one entity called Nigeria. It is not possible. Nnamdi Kanu made it clear to them earlier on, even when Martin Nnamdi Kanu was fighting for Nigeria, not for Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu had protested in one once, not twice, under government of Obasanjo. You understand me? Under government of what they call him, Yaradua, which is between 2007 2009. After that protest, nothing was done because what he's protesting that time was restructuring. They refused to listen to him. But upon that, they are killing his own people, marginalizing them, militarizing their own region, politicizing it, and inflicting all manner of damages on the people of the southeast. Then Nnamdi Kanu turned back and said, enough is enough. Let us go our separate ways. Just like what Ojukwu did. Ojukwu never prepared to declare Biafra. Ojukwu never prepared to secede from Nigeria. But Ojukwu said, look at how it's going to work for us, so that nobody will be feel cheated. Restructure this country. And they said, no, we need to have this discussion on a very, a kind of on a neutral environment, not in Nigeria, not in southeast, but let us go in a neutral ground. Ojukwu said, with all pleasure. All of them headed to Ghana. Abori Accord. When they went to Ghana, they signed the whole thing. Then for Gowon to come back to Nigeria and declare, yes, this country has been restructured. The north, the south, the west, you will be paying taxes at the central. Manage whatever you have to develop your own region. Let there be competition. At least with this, we can be able to achieve our aim. He refused to make that announcement because upon arriving in so-called Nigeria, the colonial masters in Britain called him, asked him what was the outcome of the meeting. He stated everything to them that he's about to make the broadcast so that the whole region will manage their own resources. They said, no, never you try that. What happened? Go on reneged from the initial agreement they had with Ojukwu. While our people are being killed and massacred in the north and in the Middle East, and in the Middle Belt. He said, no, I cannot wait and see my people be killed like this. Instead of that, make Ikukuma secede from my own. He declared Biafra. And that is the end of the Solomon Grundy. So now people are seeing the fourth of Martin Nnamdi Kanu want to divide this country, but all of them can never come out and bring out videos, evidence Martin Nnamdi Kanu was agitating for restructuring of Nigeria. Even 2015, when he was being arrested by Buhari, he also told them, we need to restructure this country. They said no. Instead, if you want to go, you must go with your 5 dots, which is the 5 eastern states. That is what they give Nnamdi Kanu. Or you must go with your 5 dots. As for other ones, you have no reason to lay your hand on it. Because that was exactly their plans when they used that system of let's have south and southeast, divide and rule, so that they will turn against the Igbos in the south. In fact, all the whole of this region are known as Old Eastern Region, which is the comprising of Biafrans. But they didn't do it. Rather, they choose to sabotage the whole thing. What am I trying to say? Nigeria will keep on suffering until the day they came back and apologized to their fathers. Biafra is father of Nigeria, if they don't know. Biafra have been there 5,000 years before Nigeria was created. And then the same Nigeria is now putting their fingers into the eyes of their grandfather, which is Biafra. And you say that the Biafrans will be praying better prayer. Biafrans might fold their arms. That was why you see everything is falling apart in that Nigeria. The day they will get it right is the day they will acknowledge that, yes, Biafrans are our forefathers. In fact, we acknowledge you. We acknowledge that your existence in us, in our midst, matters a lot. If the world should acknowledge Biafra, then who is Nigeria to turn against Biafra? And you tell me they will succeed? They will not. Oh, they will not. Let us quickly